Well, hello there. For those of you who haven't met me, my name is Martha Crawford. I am a professional painter who has been teaching for over 20 years. And I am here to help you with all of your artistic needs. So, why am I saying that blue and yellow don't make green when everyone knows that they do? There are a lot of technical and scientific reasons that shows you that actually blue and yellow don't make green, but I'm not gonna get into it in this video. In this video, I will show you that even though if you mix blue and yellow, you will make green, that will never be the green that you're looking for and you want. The green that is realistic and the one that you will always want will be mixed with two other colors. The colors that we have here are Winsor Lemon by Winsor & Newton, Cadmium Yellow by Winsor & Newton, Burnt Amber by Winsor & Newton, Titanium White, Burnt Sienna by Winsor & Newton, French Ultramarine Blue by Winsor & Newton, this is Viridian, and this is Phthalo Green Blue, and Ivory Black. Now, traditionally, we've been told the yellow and blue gives us green, and it is correct. Yellow and blue gives us green. So if I'm picking up this Winsor yellow right next to the blue right here, we get green. That's an okay green. Now, we're gonna put it in the palette. But when you add white to this, you really see the hue that you have. So, if I'm adding white, this is really the green that we have here. It's an okay green, but it's pretty harsh. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the cadmium yellow. And now I'm going to put it here. This is darker. This is slightly more believable. I'm going to add a little bit more yellow, make it a little lighter. Now I'm going to add white just like I did before. Now this is definitely a little bit more believable than this one. Now, this is if you make red and blue. The reason why the greens straight from the tube are really not useful, this is Viridian straight from the tube, right here. Now, if you just use Viridian straight from the tube, you get a very intense green, way too intense and way too blue. Not realistic. The same thing with phthalo. Phthalo blue, or phthalo green actually, phthalo green blue, which is most phthalos. Same thing. Way too intense. If we add white to it, white to Viridian, I mean, it's really pretty, but it's not realistic. And white to phthalo. Phthalo is even more intense. Then we get a very, very intense green blue. So what happens if instead of doing all this, we make our own greens, not with the traditional blue, which could be French ultramarine, but you could also use cobalt blue. Instead of with that, we use black. Not just any black, but ivory black, because ivory black should be seen as truly a blue, because it has a bluish tint to it. So I'm going to start, I'm adding this Windsor lemon, and I'm going to add black to it. Now this green is a lot more believable. This is a beautiful olive green. Now what happened? We want to make it darker. We add more ivory black. This is a very nice, rich, dark green. And we're going to see all over. Now, if we want to lighten this without changing the chroma too much, well, first of all, I'm going to put it right here so you can see it. The difference. How much richer, beautiful, unbelievable this green is in relationship to this. Now I'm going to add white. This is a nice light green. I'm going to do the same thing with cadmium yellow. Cadmium yellow, a little bit of black, a dark, warm green. And if we add a little bit of white, we lighten the value without changing the chroma. Now let's say that, yes, but you want to get a little bit bluer than this. It's much easier to forget about you're making greens with blue and yellow and think you're making them with yellow and black and modify them with a touch of blue. For example, if you're making a beautiful green with the Windsor lemon and a little black, but let's say that you want to modify it and you want to make it more blue, just a little bit closer to this, somewhere between this and this. Then after, you can add a little bit of ultramarine blue. When you do that, the result is more believable. You're somewhere between here and here. See it? Put it right here so it would be easier to see. And if you want to lighten it a little bit, you can add a little bit of white, and it's still a much more believable green. So you can add the blue in increments, and you can do the same thing right here with the cadmium yellow and black. Needs to be a little bit more blue. You add a little bit of blue to it, and you have a very beautifully intense, believable green. You can make it a little lighter by adding a little bit more yellow. And you can add a little bit of white to dull it and lighten the intensity just a little. You can add more blue. So really, you can get an infinite number of variations of greens. You can add a little bit of the lemon. You can get a limited number of greens that will be far more believable than the greens that you get either straight from the tube or with just traditionally blue and yellow. Now, there's something else. If you want to neutralize a green without changing the value, you can mix burnt umber and white, and you can add a little bit of the burnt umber and white to a green that you have, and you end up with a beautiful gray green, wonderful for backgrounds. All right, in this window, this is a Chroma Magic window, and this is a wonderful app that I recommend you download because it really shows you a lot of interesting things. It shows you the hue, the chroma, the value. I made a screenshot of this particular flower when it shows you exactly the color that we have. So right here, when I point and I click on that, this is the green that gets highlighted, and it shows you how much muted it is in relationship to all the 12 values. So if you think this is a level 12, this is only level 4. It has a lot of black in here. It's a lot more toned down than you may think. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, please take a moment to like and subscribe so I can keep making content like this in the future.